Hi, everyone. This is Debbie Rambus, Tony's mom, and the executive director of the Compassionate Friends. Today, I am so pleased to have with us my best friend, Debbie Floyd. And Debbie is TJ's mom and has been active in the Compassionate Friends since losing him. So thank you, Debbie, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me here this morning.
So, Debbie, if you wouldn't mind sharing, what brought you to the Compassionate Friends?
Back in 2012, January 2012, I lost my youngest child, TJ. He was 19 years old, and we lost him to homicide. And I just did not know what to do. I felt like the resources that I was checking into were very limited for us. And my stepmother actually was the one that told me about Compassionate Friends. I'm TJ's mom, but I'm also Bobby's sister and Michael's sister and Carl's sister. And Carl was my stepbrother, actually, and my stepmom had actually gone to Compassionate Friends a good bit. And so she started urging me to go to Compassionate Friends, and my first visit was the candlelight ceremony of 2012. And I did that because she made me promise that I would go to that. That experience, I was greeted by you, Debbie, with absolute love and compassion and understanding. And even though I cried through the entire candlelight ceremony, it was very helpful. And a few months after that, I started going to meetings. However, I believe that first candle lighting might have been on like December 8th. And 10 days later, on December 18th, we lost my stepmom, Stacy Doty. And I believe that coming to Compassionate Friends, she just kept urging me. And that was her last gift to me, was making sure that I had other people other than her that I could talk to and lean on at times.
Oh, that's such a good story, Debbie, about how your stepmom was able to help you. And I think that often it happens that, a Compassionate Friends is learned about from a friend or a family member, and they've seen how it's helped others, and they just want help for you, and oftentimes don't know how to help you themselves. So in being involved in Compassionate Friends, and of course you came to meetings and then now a chapter leader, tell me, how has Compassionate Friends helped you, and how have you seen it help others?
Well, Debbie, when I started coming to meetings, first, the very first meeting that I came to, and I've told you this numerous times, I sat in the parking lot and watched everybody walk in. And even though I had met a lot of people at the candlelight ceremony, this was different. This was a meeting. So I sat there and watched everybody go in, and I cranked my car up to leave. And something told me, no, you have to go in. And so I did. And, TJ had been gone over a year at this point, and I kicked myself the whole way back out to my car that I had not gone sooner. It was so helpful just to sit down and hear other people tell their story. And soon after that, I started getting involved. You and I, we hit it off really well. And we are definitely best friends. And it just, I wanted to help. that's what I had always wanted to do after I lost TJ, was use it for a positive thing. And so I started helping you set up for meetings and things like that. And Compassionate Friends didn't only help me, but it helped me help others, which was huge for me. That is part of my healing. But I'll never forget you and Mark and one of the other people from our chapter went to Atlanta to see Mitch and Alan for the first time. And I can remember Mitch getting up there and talking about proactive grieving. And I said, oh, yes, now this is what I want to hear about, because I wanted to learn ways to grieve in a positive way, ways to reach out to other people. And that's one of the things that Compassionate Friends has taught me is how, yes, this is devastating, but how I can continue in my life and continue to help other people in my life.
Yes, that is truly wonderful. And Robin Jenkins, I'll give her a shout out. She was with us, and that's one thing that I think you'll find in different chapters is it's not only monthly meetings, but they do special events as well. They may have a guest speaker in, and they invite individuals from in the area. It doesn't have to be just that chapter. Oftentimes there's a regional conference, and then of course the national conference. So Debbie, as you know, we're trying to leave people with a message of hope. And the holidays are especially difficult, but many are new on this journey. And then there are those that may not be new but hadn't found help before. So do you have a particular message of hope that you would like to leave with people?
I just like to say that it'll be 6 years in January for me. And yes, the holidays are very, very difficult. I don't pressure myself to do things the same way that I used to. I no longer go out shopping. I do all of it on Amazon. I can't go out there in that crowd anymore. Just be very gentle with yourself. And as I told them in the meeting the other night, make sure you have a plan B. Go ahead and make your plans, but have an escape route if you need it. If you need to go back home or go to the movies or whatever, just make sure that you do whatever you can do and be gentle with yourself. And a few minutes ago, you mentioned the national conference, and I do want to say that going to the national conference every year that I've been to 3. That first year was in Chicago, and I'm going to tell you that gave me a lot of hope. Going there and connecting with, there was over 1,000 people. I have no idea how many were there. But connecting with so many people that were further along in the journey, and they gave me so much hope. You can do this, but sometimes it's only one step at a time, and sometimes it's only 1 second at a time.
Yes, absolutely, Debbie. And I think, it is such good advice to tell people to be gentle with themselves and do what's comfortable for them. And I am glad that you mentioned the national conference, because every year for us, it's a way to take Tony on vacation with us, a place that we're accepted and being able to talk about him and still tell my Tony stories. So I want to remind everyone that we do have a wall of hope on our website at compassionatefriends.org. And on this wall, there are people that have already given you other messages of hope, along with sharing a picture of their loved one. So treat yourself to a few minutes of going and looking at that wall of hope and seeing other messages that people have given you. Thank you so much, Debbie, for coming and sharing your message of hope and sharing a little bit of TJ.
Thank you so much for having me, Debbie, and to all of my compassionate friends. I hope your holidays are gentle, and I send out much love to all of you.
Thank you, everyone. Be kind and be gentle to yourselves.